Today we'll learn how to avoid the grant trolls, 6 players you don't want on your team. Building your disaster relief grant management team requires that you identify the trolls you do not want nearby. The bad guys muddle the definition of FEMA grants' do's and don'ts. At their best, trolls bring distraction and confusion. At their worst, they put you in jail. My name is Christina Moore. I'm a member of a disaster relief grant management team that builds software to help others through this process. We've responded to natural disasters since 2012 as experts in FEMA policy, management of grant funds, and safely guiding organizations to rebuild better. We are providing these materials to you, hoping that you can help your community and your organization survive this disaster and wisely execute the mission before you. If you appreciate this presentation, please share it. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell. Every quest involves difficult terrain, shifting environments, a strong team of allies, and a babble of bad guys who toss obstacles and hazards in your path. They're part of every landscape and every society. We've created identification cards for these guys to help you rapidly spot them. This cast of characters includes the following: No Timer, Spinner, Badger, the bad one, Fobbit, Jaffo, and the Felon. We have pictures and definitions for each that you can download from the links below or show notes. No Timer is so easy to identify. No Timer informs all that there is no time. Doing something now is better than doing something right. This troll says right now is the only way forward. No Timer insists that the standard rules don't apply. This situation is so different than any prior situation. We just need to do what's needed now. No Timer has a special power. They turn process into chaos. A team working through steps 1, 2, 3 are instructed to skip that. Ignore process. Do this just right now. The worst no timer is the one who's in charge. A loud, authoritative no timer is so difficult to deal with. No timer's ears are filled with the sound of alarm and urgency that they just can't hear the importance of triage, prioritization, and the value of logical steps. A no timer can accidentally run a team out of cash, run people into jail cells, and not see the self-harm. How do you combat no timer? It is tough. You've got facts on your side, and in an upcoming episode, we'll show you how the reports from the Office of Inspector General can help. A printed report, a calm voice, and a blue and white document shows how FEMA claws back millions every year for mistakes made of haste and ignorance. Who is Spinner? Every cop, firefighter, and EMT paramedic knows Spinner. This is that person you see at an emergency scene. They walk in tight circles, repeating the same words over and over and over and over. This is a very common human reaction to stress. Oddly, it is also common as a symptom of head trauma in little kids too. Too often their recitation is of the minutes or seconds before the event, and it's just playing in a loop in their heads. This spinner appears in meetings and throughout the disaster recovery process. They are not evildoers on purpose. Forgive me for putting them next to No Timer and Felon. On the bad side, they pull resources and focus away from the mission. Stress is very real. People's behavior regress into younger and even childlike actions. These people need care and feeding and management. They're wounded humans. You'll need to develop skills to identify them and either help or isolate these people from your mission-focused grant management team. If you fail to recognize the spinner, you'll find that your progress and process will crumble gradually. Go to jail. Do not collect $200. No, this isn't Monopoly. It's the part of grant management most people ignore, procurement and reporting of expenses. However, this is where the most risk lives. In the next episode, we'll show you how to mitigate the risks simply. Jaffo came in from the cold, or the heat, or the rain, or the sun, or the snow. They'll tell you they're doing something super important, or maybe that they are super important. They talk about their adventures and their missions and the trials going on elsewhere. We know this critter from his name. Just another observer. But Jaffo sits on the desks or spreads out on the table nearby. Grant management work involves detailed work, precise follow-through, and focus. Here's Jaffo suggesting that indoor work just ain't real. People sitting at desks with monitors are not performing the magic that keeps the cash flowing. How do you handle Jaffo? I've seen it done in operation centers that house thousands of people in open spaces. People build barriers. There's nothing like a cactus plant to prevent some human being from plopping their dirty butt on a desk. Wizards and millers who work in such conditions know how to starve the spaces nearby. There's no visitor chair. There's noise-canceling headsets on their heads, which is a very fine deterrent. Oh, Here comes Badger again. This one looks just like the last one. Same polo shirt, same plastic badge around the neck or hanging from the waist. But this Badger does not know policy. This Badger fails at being an advocate for people like us. Grant policy and federal administrative law include some flexibility because situations and organizations vary. Grants are provided to organizations and communities to help. Balancing intent with gentle coaching is the mark of a good Badger. The bad Badger is obstructive and at worst abusive. If you haven't met this critter, you will. That little plastic badge ennobles this troll with presumed authority. The bloody Badger is often wrong too. That's the horrible part. Wrong, loud, and with an official badge. Ugh. What to do? You have a team. Use your team. Ask Wonk to find a pathway. Ask Scrivener to write some email and briefs. Bring the knowledge of policy and law to your team. They're your laws too. The rules are the leveler in this game of FEMA Quest. We are providing you a bad guy identification guide. This serves as a reminder of who to avoid and give hints to you on solving problems. Click the links below to download this guide. The Felon is just another critter on the path. You must identify him quickly. Oh, the best felons, swindlers, and con artists can be so disguised. The 11 steps of competitive procurement exist to prevent Felon from winning. Why is the sole source procurement so distrusted? Because it's so abused. You can't take federal grant funds and channel them to your family's bank account or your own. That's a direct route to jail. In 2012, I had 2 federal agents knock at my front door in southern Vermont. Our house is miles from pavement and deep into a 100-acre place. They flashed their credentials and presented with a stiff formality. I recognized them instantly whilst greeting them with a breezy familiarity. "Come in," I said. I offered refreshment and I invited them right away into my home office. I assumed it was another friend going through an in-depth background check. I lived, worked, and played in that world for a long time. My jaw dropped when they told me that they were investigating felony fraud of a FEMA staffer who was known to me. This felon redirected funds from his government-issued credit card directly to his bank account with some sleight of hand. Oh, and he was my FEMA liaison. And he worked at my house, at my desk with me. The lesson is, I missed the identification. His felony did not impact our recovery process. We stayed on the straight and narrow. That fellow went to jail. My community got all of their money. In short, felons are bad. Missteps with federal funds will land you in jail. Done. Let's close our troll identification process with a look at the Fobbit. The Fobbit is a wannabe warrior who never left the forward operating base, or FOB. They want you to think that they have the requisite experience and skills. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, who knows? A few too many war stories that start with the same line. When I worked Katrina, ... The old warrior may say something similar, then the next time through mention Sandy or some odd experience in Iowa managing the bizarre process of disposing farm animals resulting from some widespread animal disease. An old warrior will have experience in a few FEMA regions and a few FEMA administrators. The old warrior has perspective, scars, failures, and a sense of humility. The Fobbit is a bit too sure. Trust but verify. We've got 6 trolls to avoid and manage during our quest. Some will distract and drive a team to failure and possibly jail by not listening to anything but alarm bells. That's no timer. Some just pull resources and focus by regressing into behavior that resembles a top. Hello, Spinner. The Jaffo annoys the productive team and too often undervalues the efforts of the back office. The bad Badger uses authority of a plastic badge to obstruct and obfuscate. The Felon can be the hardest to recognize and is the most dangerous. They sell bad as good and make it sound great. The last critter is the Fobbit. With a touch of borrowed valor and exaggerated background, this critter may not be worth listening to, but he might be. Your defense against the bad guys is your team, your increasing knowledge of the policy, your steady progress on working the problems carefully and deliberately. You are as protected by the laws and rules as you are threatened by them. Did you find this helpful? Do you have any questions? Let me know in the comments below. Give a thumbs up if you liked, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of upcoming episodes. There's a link to our guides below. Please share this material with colleagues, post about us and our efforts on your favorite social media platform. And don't forget to grab the Bad Guy Identification Guide to help you get started with FEMA Quest.